In this session, we will discuss the lysogenic cycle, the life cycle of temperate phages. So we all know that temperate phages will not lyse the host cell like the lytic phages. They establish a relationship known as lysogeny between the virus and the host cell. So in lysogenic cycle, what happens is that the DNA of the temperate phage is incorporated into the host DNA, that is the bacterial chromosome, and they do not take over the functions of the cell's gene. So they are incorporated into the host DNA, and they becomes a part of that bacterial chromosome. Okay, they becomes a prophage. It is called as a prophage, and they will act as a gene, and they are replicated like the bacterial DNA only. So once the bacterial DNA replicated, they also get replicated along with it and are passed to the daughter cell. So in the lysogenic cycle, the bacteria will metabolize and they reproduce normally. Along with that, this viral DNA which is incorporated into the bacterial DNA is transmitted to each of the daughter cells through all the successive generations. So we can say this prophages, they behave as a plasmid, and they are considered as a plasmid by many of the molecular biologists. But sometimes, for some reasons, this lysogeny can turn into a lytic cycle. Okay, this is called as spontaneous induction. If a bacterium is infected by this temperate phage, they will be resistant to infection by other phages. We can induce this spontaneous induction by irradiation or by with this ultraviolet light or with the exposure to some chemical. Now we will describe how this lysogeny is achieved. So when a bacterium is infected by this temperate phage, two things happen. That is, one is the lytic cycle. Okay, the phage will multiply and they will lyse the cell. The other thing is they can be injected into the host DNA and lysogenization can occur. So why lysogenization occurs? Because in the infected cells, the multiplication of the phage is repressed because of the late genes required for phage multiplication and host lysis. They are switched off or they are repressed. So due to that reason, lysogenization occurs. So in that case, this temperate phage, they possess a gene that codes for a repressor protein, and this repressor protein will make the cell resistant to lysis. So this repressor protein is also called immunity repressor, because once this prophage, that lysogeny is established, the host cell, the host bacterium will become resistant to infection by other phages. So they are actually giving immunity to this infected bacterium. So that is why they are also called as immunity repressor. This repressor protein is an acidic protein with a molecular weight of 26,000 Dalton, and they react in two different operator sites on this lambda phage genome, and they prevent the expression of phage lytic functions and the formation of mature phage particles. So they react at the two different operator sites on the lambda phage genome, and they will switch off the expression of phage lytic functions and the formation or the self-assembly of mature phage particles. So they act like bacterial operons. The repression of this phage gene is very much like the repression of bacterial operons, like how these operons are switched off and switched on by the repressor proteins. In the same way, this repressor protein also switch off the lytic function of the phage genes. So this regulatory region of the lambda phage, they will give immunity to the bacterium, and also they help in the integration of phage genome into the cellular DNA. So that is why this is called as the immunity operon. So once the lambda phage is infected into the bacterium, the phage CRO gene that is transcribed and it is translated into protein into the protein repressor that inhibits the synthesis of the immunity repressor. So there is the CRO gene. This CRO gene is transcribed and they synthesis the protein called protein repressor that inhibits the synthesis of immunity repressor. So there are two repressors for this operon, that is the immunity repressor and the CRO repressor. And the production and the maintenance of this lysogenic state is by the antagonism of this repressor. So at some point we can induce the this temperate phages to become or to follow the lactic cycle. So that happens because any kind of such spontaneous induction like irradiation or by some chemical, these things induce the synthesis of a host cell proteins encoded in the REC-A gene of the bacterium. So this protein is having proteolytic activity, and once they are induced they will accumulate and they will cleave this immunity repressor, and due to this cleavage it will prevent the binding of the prophage. So since the prophage will not bind, it will follow the lytic cycle. There is also a mechanism through which this prophage DNA, which is integrated into the host cell DNA, they will replicate along with the host cell DNA. So what happens is that when this phage lambda DNA is injected, and when it enters it is injected in the linear double stranded form, but once it enters the host cell bacterium, it will form a closed circular DNA. Then there is an enzyme in the lambda phage that is coded by the INT gene, and they will direct the insertion of this phage DNA into the bacterial chromosome. So this enzyme, they will recognize a specific site both on this phage DNA and the bacterial chromosome, and they will catalyze site specific recombination, and that will result in the insertion of the phage DNA into the cell's DNA. So in the case of lambda phage, it is between GAL and bio genes. But different temperate phages has different sites for integration into the bacterial chromosome. In case of the phage MU, they do not have any site specificity for insertion, and they can insert anywhere in the host DNA, and they can also insert multiple copies of their DNA. So due to that reason, many mutants arise. So that is why they are given the name phage MU. This is a figure that explains the mechanism of lysogeny. So once this temperate phage or the lambda phage infect the bacterium, the DNA is injected into the bacterium, and they are incorporated into the host's chromosome, and they are replicated along with the host chromosome. So the temperate phages, they are having a gene that codes for a repressor protein, and this repressor protein will make the cell resistant to lysis and also gives immunity to this bacterium, that is they prevent other phages from binding to the bacterium. So they are also called as the immunity repressor. They function like the bacterial operon only. So the antagonism of these repressor, that is the immunity repressor and the CRO repressor, they will give immunity and they will help to establish the lysogeny in the bacterium. Sometimes the temperate phages can move into the lytic cycle. It is due to the induction of a protein called the REC-A gene of the E. coli, and in the REC-A gene they go for a protein that is that has proteolytic activity, and it will cleave this immunity repressor and it will prevent the binding of the prophage. So since they do not bind, they will act as the lytic phages. And also this prophage DNA, they are replicated along with the host cell DNA. They are once they enter into the bacterium, they form a closed circular DNA, and this closed circular DNA is integrated into the bacterial chromosome. Different phages has different sites for their integration. In the case of lambda phages, it is between the gal and bio genes, and this induction or this insertion is carried out by an enzyme that is coded by the INT gene. In the case of other phages, they will have other sites for integration. In the case of phage MU, they do not have any site specificity for the integration, and they can also insert multiple copies of their DNA into this chromosome. In the right, you can see the mechanism for the insertion of the phage DNA into the bacterial chromosome between the gal and the bio genes. The lytic phages, they can be used in the detection and identification of pathogenic bacteria. This procedure is known as bacteriophage typing, and it serves as a tool for medical diagnosis and for tracing of source of disease spreading in a community. So how it is done? This bacteria of a single species, they are characterized by their resistance or their susceptibility to lysis by specific virulent phages. So by studying the pattern of lysis of this bacterial strain by the infection of the phage types, we can identify the bacterium. So that is called bacteriophage typing. That is, by the pattern of lysis, this bacterial strain is identified. That is called as bacteriophage typing, and it is used for the identification of certain strains of bacterial pathogens like Staphylococcus and the typhoid bacilli. So that is called as bacteriophage typing. Through bacteriophage typing, we can identify which bacterial strain is this. Okay, and that is done by the studying the pattern of lysis by phages. In some cases, this temperate phages or this prophages, they can give some, or they can make some changes in the properties of the bacterium. That is called as lysogenic conversion. So for example, diphtheria, it is caused by the bacterial pathogen Corynebacterium diphtheria. So their capacity to cause this disease, it is related to the ability to produce a toxin, and they can only produce this toxin when it carries a temperate phage. So that temperate phage is giving this bacterium a property that is not their own property, but they are giving this bacterium a property. That is, this process is called as lysogenic conversion. There are also other examples. In the case of scarlet fever, that is caused by streptococcus, and only when this streptococcus carry a temperate phage, they can produce this erythrogenic, that is rash producing toxin of this scarlet fever. And also in the case of Clostridium botulinum, there also this botulism toxin, they are also related with this phages. So once they are having this phages, only they can produce this type of toxins and cause the disease. So that means that not all the phage genes will in the lysogeny, they are not all the phage genes are blocked by this immunity repressor. Okay, this immunity repressor blocks the, actually what to say function, they blocks all the phage genes from being transcribed, because if the phage genes are transcribed it will go into lactic cycle, but not all the phage genes are stopped or blocked by this immunity repressor. A part of this phage DNA is actually transcribed and they form new proteins, so this kind of toxins, and they give new characteristics to this bacterium. So due to this lysogenic conversion, we can actually study the oncogenic viruses and all, because these viruses also have the capacity of perpetuating their genome in the infected cell. So it is a good model for studying oncogenic viruses. So that is all about bacteriophages and their life cycle. These are the references. Thank you.